Oi, oi. Good morning. Today is Sunday, the 15th of November 2020. So, just not particularly organised this morning. Let's just see, just bring up a few necessary screens. So, you should be able to see we've got 10 minutes to the off on this. So, I'm just going to log into a few other things whilst that's loading up. Log into getting more used to this Twitch thing now. So, righty-ho. So, Sunday. So I think races go until about 5:30 today. Let's just have a look. 4 o'clock. So, decent amount of opportunity. Not as much as Saturday, but yeah, I only traded for a couple of hours yesterday, I think. And that is part and parcel, really, just to know when your limits are. Otherwise, it's very easy to overtrade. So just trying to warm into this, not jumping into anything too early. So first things I'm seeing, decent amount of volume matched. So it's going to be nice about liquidity. 8 minutes to the off, reasonably tight book. Going to come nearer to 100% as the time ticks towards the off. In terms of selections, this one looks like it's been coming in. This one has been very consolidating a lot, very choppy sideways. You can see that as well in terms of the matched prices on the ladder as well. It hasn't moved outside of that range. It's just hit resistance, fallen down to support, bounced off of that. So it's just oscillating between those two levels. This one has been coming in and this one has been going out. So cursory glance, this one looks like the one I'm gonna potentially back. Again, just trying to get a heartbeat of the market first of all before being too rash. So I'm looking for signs of money coming in on this and the others drifting. So I'm gonna just put a position in here. Just easing in nice and slowly to start with. Nothing's really drifting, which is why I'm just going on nice and light on this. Because first trade of the day as well. Don't want to do anything silly and protect that capital. And again, just using nice small stakes to start with. One thing I didn't notice should have really. So it's at fives. It looks like it's finding resistance off of fives, which is this psych level crossover point. So it's created kind of like a lower high in that. So it's finding resistance, which is a good reference point for it to potentially move lower. I'm actually going to add to this a bit. It is having trouble moving lower though, so it's finding resistance off of fives, but it's not moved lower than 4.8. But yeah, so I've put a 2 positions there. My next stake net stake of 4 at the moment. Put in a tentative closing trade there of 2, and yeah, the plan is if this should break lower, I'm gonna hopefully take out a partial exit and then potentially ride down the a bigger move as well with the remaining position. And you can see I'm in profit at the moment, or break even, just a tick's profit. So for now I'm on the right side of this, but anything can happen. Nothing particularly drifting. Just reorder. This is a button you'll see me press every now and then. It's just to reorder the
This event will start in 5 minutes.
Reorder the
5
selections.
minutes.
So 5 minutes to the off. Anticipate more volume to come into the market now. And this looks like it could be going against me. But I'm just holding tight because, wow, look at that. In fact, no, I've taken out, because you see that massive chunk of money that came in, $2,000. Someone really wanted to back this, and that moved the price in. So that took out my my order that I had, the tentative one, and you can see there I did close out the position in full, so I'm flat in the market now. So made a profit. I'm going to green that. Now, I did say there's a few things that have happened. So this has started to drift as well, which is pushing this in. And I did say initially that I was going to ride a bigger move, potentially. But what I'd done there, I'm happy with, because I know just from looking at empirical results that I have a tendency to kind of give money back to the market when there's less time to work with, and 20p seems to be about a decent amount that I can take out the market. So obviously, a more experienced trader might want to keep a position in there, or go for a bigger move. But based on what I know about myself and some of my previous results, I was happy that I got the partial exit. The market had extended enough for me to take out the final closing position way before the off, making a nice amount of green on the day, which is double what I would anticipate as a decent return. And it is all about percentages. It's not looking at, it's only 45p. It's about having, at the moment, it's about having a decent strike rate. Eventually, as well, as I keep saying over and over, I'm going to have a better staking plan in place as well, so that it's more, the profit is going to be maximized depending on what odds that I'm using. But that isn't a goal at the moment. It's just in having a decent strike rate and ensuring that I stick to my guns of getting out before the off. But what price did I get matched at that? So this was 4.3. So I got out at 4.3, and you can see even with 2 minutes to the off, the market hasn't really moved much lower. So in fact, it's retracing. So had I held that position and hoped to milk that for more, I'd now be a little bit fucked, because it would be moving against me. So yeah, it's worth not being too greedy, or just, I guess, looking over if you are doing this, just looking over your own results to get to know yourself and know how you trade or how the market moves to make your decisions. Fucking rambling there. Let's go on to the next one here. 6 minutes to the off. This one's coming in, this one's going out, finding resistance, quite rangy, having made this initial drift. This one's very rangy. Let me just reorder these. Okay. So 70 grand matched. Nice amount. Nice liquid market. Let me see. So this is drifting by the looks of it, just out the corner of my eyes. Going to pull this in. Just waiting to get a bit more of a heartbeat for this market. Now it's another 40 seconds. The volume's going to increase even more. I'm tempted to short this. I'm going to put a tentative one in there. Just seeing this move out, and a decent amount of money coming in on this side. Of course, ready to act if things do go against me. Let's just wait and see, mon ami. So I've put this
This
closing
event will
position
start
here
in 5 minutes.
at what I'm
5
deeming
minutes.
support. It's the lowest low the price has gone already, and it's just before this threes, which is at psych level, so it could have some problems moving lower than that, or so it might bounce and retrace, or if it goes through that three, it's good likelihood it's going to move aggressively lower. I'm just going to add to this, in fact. So yeah, it's having troubles as you can see in the chart there. This previous low, they all line up, so that's the line of support. So the market's having troubles moving lower than that, so that's why I've got a partial exit before that. But I'm still of the opinion that this could move lower and bust through, which is why I intend to, if it does match this, keep part of the position in for this bigger move. This is still drifting, which is helping this, helping my position. There's still money coming in on this side, because as this comes in, that goes out. As I said yesterday, it's like a seesaw. As one goes down, the other has to go up, and then as this comes down, the other has to go up. Or more than one select. So if this comes in, then it might be more than one selection across the book that's going up. But yeah, it's just looking at the inverse relationship between the prices. So this is moving away on me. 3 minutes to the off. So it's important not to be wrong and strong. See this money evaporate. Clearly more of a drift in the charts that you can see as well. So it's still the top of its range with a potential to break. But this is coming in strongly. Might need to lighten this or just take a loss. It's not looking good, but there's still enough time to at least manage this. Let me just looking off screen now. I should have had my Betfair page up so I can have video if needs be. So just playing this a bit more conservative, put my closing order there at break even. Just only got a minute and a half till the off. This is drifting, which is going to help this. But this is coming in. This looks like it's been coming in. Do I try and steer the tick? Let's play it safe if possible, if the market allows me. Get out at break even. There we go.
This event will start in 60 seconds.
Live to trade another day. Would have got, well, might have got filled, don't know. Who knows? But time ticking down. Got to play it safe. So, this one here, what is this? 15 minutes to the off, so that's quite a way away. And yeah, when there's this amount of time, it can be, this is one of these favorites. So one of the things I noticed that I hypothesized on yesterday, I had a feeling of, was that these favourites, like these odds-on favourites where it's less than twos, have a tendency to come in strongly, pre-market, but then have a tendency to drift when it comes to the off, like between less than 10 minutes, specifically 5 minutes or less. They have a tendency to drift. So this here is a beautiful downtrend, lower lows, lower highs. But yeah, as it gets nearer to the off, I have a sense that it tends to drift. So I'm just I'm not building a strategy around that as yet. I'm just still trying to read what's happening, what's going on in the markets, rather than lay this now on that assumption, because I've got nothing to really prove that yet. It's just a hypothesis. But I will look to short this because there has been persistent price coming in. But I'm just wary, should there be a move down, there is a good likelihood of a reversal. And the difference between what I deem as a reversal is when there's a persistent change of direction. I'm going to add to this actually. Bloody hell, what's going on with this one? Just sent these. It's like a 4-horse race. Yeah. So I've added to that. So taken on more risk. 13 minutes to the off. Relatively active, to be honest, for so far off. Yeah, but look, this is starting to drift and potentially doing a reversal. So it's taking out that previous lower high or potentially taking out that previous lower high to go and make a new high, a new higher low, and a new higher high. So, but as it approaches this previous high, there's which would probably be about these levels, a good chance it will find resistance and pull back, which is what I'm hoping for. And this is continued to go. It's just past threes, so I don't know if I just missed that. And so as this one's come and gone through threes at psych level, I wasn't really watching it, but it might have aggressively, and I have to look back on the video, but it might have aggressively moved up and then come back and find support off of that. So I'm anticipating this is going to find support here and move higher, thus pushing this lower. That's the story I want to be told, but it might not do that. So we need that to hold as support and this to hold as resistance to push this down. Oh, but look at this steaming in. Bloody hell. That's not going to help me. Scheiße. Yeah, it's not always clear cut. In fact, I'm gonna lighten this position. There's always a chance to get back in. This is approaching twos. That's started to drift as well. It's broken threes. That's not going to help this. So, as you can see, the narrative of this is, in fact, rather than just going to completely lighten this position, just to because the dynamics of it's changed. This is reversed. When I came in, all I saw was that. So yeah, nice downtrend, nice, lovely. But now it's started to potentially reverse, hit resistance off of 2s. So I'm just going to reassess that, potentially short this second favourite, but just want to get a bit more of a temperature for the market before acting. This is coming in, this is coming in, which is counterintuitive, because if one comes in, one needs to go out. Just wait until there's something a bit more obvious that I can act on. So so I'm tempted to short this, but I'm seeing this approaching 2s, which could hit resistance. If that breaks 2s, then that would be a better reason to short this. But then the price might have already moved too low at that point. Um, 7 minutes to the off, so you know, holding a 32p loss at the moment, but at least there's time to rectify that. Also add to that if I'm too rash. Let's see if it reorders. No. I'm just going to see how this reacts as it approaches this 2. Like I said, I'm potentially looking to short this one now. And yeah, not getting angry at the market. I mean, made mistakes there. Rationale for entering initially was fair enough, but not just trying to, you know, chase money to make back losses. I'm willing to take a loss on this overall if the opportunity doesn't arise to enter again. So we've got 6 minutes till the off. Look at this, priced at 200s. Just have to be patient. Alright, speculating that this is going to break 2s. So building a position based on that. Now, the more conservative approach would have been to wait for that to break and then enter. So I could be...
This event will start in 5 minutes.
could be
5
wrong.
minutes.
So that's something I could have done better on that. Waited for the confirmation, or put in just one. Oh shit, I've got 3. Need to lighten that. Put in just maybe 1 order there rather than 3. But I'm just speculating that this will break, which it's done. So I'm anticipating there'll be a big move down on this now, if that continues to go up. Is it going to bounce? So it's broken through, so it could now be finding support off of the 2, moving higher, which would go in line with this trend that we've seen. Certainly, if this breaks the support that it's been finding around this level, then that will be a good indication for it to move much lower. But just holding tight on this one. Watch the ride. Okay. Lovely jubbly. So that's playing out. So that now I've got part of a partial exit already. Another partial. So I've got a bit more of a stop loss, break even to work with. Bearing in mind I still have a loss on this one. 3 minutes see off. Now what's it going to do as it approaches to what I want it to do is bounce again and move up. But what I want it to do and what it does, 2 different things. So I'm just going to manage this now. I'm not looking to add any more positions. So I'm managing this by looking for the market to tell me when to get out now. So I'm looking for signs of potential reversal, which would be out of my peripheral vision, this moving down, or this showing signs of money coming in on the lay side persistently. Ba 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 ba. It's just hovering over the lay side here. Quick glance up at the time, 2 minutes till the off. I don't want to see this the gains that I've made here evaporate, so I can't be too greedy. Alright, just seeing that out of the corner of my eye, that moving in. So that would push this out, which happened. So timing on that exit was okay. Not much time now to really fix the losses incurred. So minus 18, redded up across the board. First loss of the day. Yeah, I mean, could have been better, could have been worse. Didn't panic. Didn't get angry at the market. The market's going to do whatever the fuck it wants. So just attempted to work around that. So that's one profit, 1 break even, 1 loss.
This event will start in 60 seconds.
Still ahead on the day. Oh, wait a minute. What is the next one? So we've got 2035 as the next one. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. So we've got favorite is quite range bound. It came in, but it's very it's consolidated for a while, just moving in a very tight range. Similar thing on the second favorite. Blah blah, it's drifted, but high odds. So 80 grand match, so it's a nice liquid 89 grand match. It's 90 grand, pretty liquid market. Tight book. Not much activity yet though. So it's very static. Another odds-on favourite. And that's interesting. Going back to the I can't remember now. It's all a blur. Whether it was the one before, the last one, or the one before that. But I said with the favourites, they have a tendency to, once it have steamed in for a while, have a tendency to drift nearer to the off, and that's exactly what it done. So I might just be more wary, or now that I've seen that confirmed a few times, I might be more vigilant of that to anticipate that. So once. So I guess next time I see that, this one isn't a steamer, so it's not the same. But next time I see an odds-on favourite that's steamed, basically it's a case of looking for signs of reversal nearer to the off. So within that, 5-minute period or so, looking for signs of reversal rather than going with the trend. Look to fade it. But this one here, we have got a very flat market still. Just waiting here. Waiting. And time is the factor. And like I said, with the I mentioned the other day that I was trading the US presidential markets quite successfully just by making markets by basically going on the back, then on lay, both of them being filled. It was just literally for long periods of times, it would just be very tight ranges that it would move within. So it was relatively obvious, but relatively easy to scalp those for a tick at a time. But the difference with that is the time frame was, days or weeks in terms of when I was doing that. With this, yeah, if I'd been early on this, scalping this by just making markets would be viable. But as we get nearer to the off, there's going to be more volatility that comes in, making that less viable to do. So, yeah, hands off for now. I'm not going to try and scalp just a tick or two in this. I'm looking for bigger moves rather than risking a scalp for a tick or two. So I'm looking for breakouts. If you want to get into financial or technical analysis, a breakout is when the price breaks through support or busts through resistance to make new lows or new highs. But it can also be fake breakouts where it will seemingly break and then just pull back into its range. So that's why it's good to have confirmations that it's going to break, i.e. it moving in the price, say there, and then seeing confirmation in the other prices drifting or coming in. Still waiting really to seeing a lot more movement. Volume looks like it's picking up. I mean, you can see that in there, but if you're a newbie and you want further confirmation, if you're not quite sure as to whether, is there really money coming in, then you can use something like this chart here, which is a volume chart, to look for bigger, like longer green bars and a more frequent green bars. Tells you that there's money coming into the market. But generally you can just see that because the prices just start jumping around more, and these matched volumes will start moving up as well. It's had a breakout there, potentially moving higher. This is at the bottom of its range as well, potentially finding resistance off of sixes, so this might be good to lay. I'm going to go in light on this. There's a big chunk of money there coming. Tentative closing trade in there. So for this to move higher, it's got to eat through that £1,700 there. This has got to persist and move down, or something else has got to come in aggressively to see this drift. So I've put
this event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Oh, look at that big chunk of money pushing this down. But if that acts as resistance, it just could be a retrace. Oh, no. And you'll see the per tick profit is less on this, because I don't have a proper staking plan in place. So that means, it's only what, 2p, 2p per tick. With a proper staking plan, that would be different. It would be equal regardless of whatever, or more, nearer profit per tick across whatever odds I trade at. But that is not a concern for me at the moment. So added to this position in the anticipation that we could see some further upward movement. Still finding support around these levels, so this has really turned, rather than into a trend trade, it's more of a box trade. So looking for it to bounce, hopefully off of support, and find oh no, but it's breaking lower. Just holding tight for now, because these haven't persisted upwards as of yet. But anything can happen. What? Anything can happen. Two minutes. So I'm hovering over this to potentially exit at a loss. This is coming in just out the corner of my eye, which could help my position. Just moving down those exits, so at least I've got position on them. Big chunk of money there. Oh dear, that's broken sixes. Is it time to act? Just look away from the screen here for a sec. Have video ready. So gentle steam on this. So I did. Is that real? See if it goes up and meets it. If it goes away without getting matched. Yeah, oh, it was matched. Okay. One minute.
This event will start in 60 seconds. 60 seconds.
Just bringing down my exit here. Oh no, I've got decent position on that. So there is about 4 grand that came in, but I can see my position, estimate position there. I'm relatively near the front of the queue, so if it does tick into it, then I should be matched, but that might not happen.
This event starts in 30 seconds. In 30 seconds.
There we go. All right. Another loss. So
10 seconds.
swings and roundabouts. Fantastic first profit, and then a few losses that came through. That's probably put me back on break even. But yeah, this is the way it goes. It's the way she goes. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. It's just about preserving capital as much as possible, and not being afraid to say that you are wrong, which, as you can see, I am. I don't always get it right. So we've got next one here, 4 minutes to the off. 60 grand matched. Steamer hitting support, drifter, sideways. Just reorder just in case. Yeah. So potentially looking to short this. Just want better confirmation. Just looking off screen here. Looking back now. So what else have we got? Falls could act as resistance. Hmm. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. I was almost just went in for a short there, but it's just not. The money isn't that big. It's moving, but it's not. What's behind it isn't big money. So it's like moving on air almost. It's like, what's the best way to describe that? Like there's no like velocity or power behind it. So although it's moving, there's movement, but there's no force behind it. So force being, if you want to get technical in maths, I guess force being, what's the calculation for force? Power times speed. So there's speed in that it's moving, and well, I guess velocity is its direction to it, but there's no like force. So force being the amount of the weight of money that you need behind it to give it that oomph to make it viable. So it is finding, I missed my chance there. It was finding resistance off of the 4. Too slow, jibber jabbering away. Only 2 minutes to the off. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that one. It's just not gonna be enough time to fix shit if it goes awry. So we've got the next one at 12:40. Oh no, it's the same one. 1 o'clock. 20 minutes off. Bloody hell. Yeah, that is a long way. Might need to pause it. But 20 grand matched, 20 minutes off. Very stagnant looking book. There's not much movement you can see here at all. Just going to see if I'm missing something here. No, yeah, there's a 20-minute gap. In fact, there's 2 races at the same time. Is that UK? Can't be. No. That's a French one. Yeah, so this next one here is 20 minutes. So that can happen sometimes. Normally, at this time of day, there's normally going to be every 5 to 15 minutes, but to have a 20-minute gap is unusual. So let's just see what I've done on P&L terms. Slight profit on the day. Still waiting for some to settle. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you're used to the financial markets, or if you've ever seen an order book level 2 for stocks, or stocks is probably the best, like equity markets is probably the best analogy, because it's exactly the same. Some people just turn their nose up at the horse markets because of the word, betting in it or betting exchange, but it's exactly the same things that drive it. You've got, the buy side, the sell side. You can see the order volume, the order prices, the queuing system's the same. And in some ways, I think the pre-market horse racing, specifically the pre-market, not the when it goes in play. Those are completely different dynamics that drive the market if a market goes in play. But the pre-market, it moves very, very similar to as a level 2 order book, or the market depth that you'd see on in the financial markets for equities. So anyone looking to really trade, maybe graduate to stocks, and use level 2 or market depth as a means to trade with, this could be a good starting point. I mean, in terms of what you can do, in terms of there's like zero execution costs. There is a commission. Bear in mind, there is a commission that Betfair take. But if you're doing this in the stock market, your broker is going to charge you to get into the trade, to get out of the trade. Whereas here, you can just, get a sense of how an order book works with, at zero cost. There's no commission on the losses. There's only commissions if you win. Whereas in the stock market, it's commission either way. Your broker's taking, on as you go in and as you exit the trade. So, bear that in mind, that this is a good way to cut your teeth, if you like, in terms of how order books work, and potentially use it on the stock market as well. I'm just getting some latency from my mouse here. I don't know why that is. Just trying to troubleshoot that. Can't deal with latency, especially when you need to make reasonably quick decisions. But yeah, just waiting for this market to mature a bit. It's 30 grand matched, 17 minutes to go. As you can see, this is can be quite, for some people this might be quite boring, or you might want to just want to act on and do something, but really you make more money by not doing stuff oftentimes in this, because it's just waiting for the opportunity and not reading too much into it, or getting bored and doing stuff when there's nothing there to do. Activity doesn't always equate to progress, unfortunately. The analogy I like to use is if you've got a bike that's in a really high gear and you're, say, on flat ground and you're pedaling, there's a lot of activity, you're doing stuff. Same here as if you might be clicking around doing stuff, just in out over trading. That activity does not equate to progress. Think of when your bike is in a correct gear, a lower gear that's, you've got a more efficient use of energy. You're not doing as much, but you're covering more ground. So it's important to just have that in mind and not overtrade and think that because you're doing stuff, you're making progress. Because, activity does not necessarily mean that you're progressing. It can often mean that you're going backwards or just moving in place. And that's why as well with these trading days, like yesterday, I think it went from, started at 12 till 8 o'clock, the racing went through till, but I stopped after about 2-3 hours because I know the more the day goes on, the more fatigue I might get, the more likely I am to make a mistake. Made a profit on the day and I stopped. That style probably won't suit everyone, but you know, it's a blueprint just to find your own way. That's just my opinion, my humble opinion. So just still waiting here. Waiting. Not much volume coming. 40 grand matched. 15 minutes to go. Got a drifter. This one's coming. Just reorder these just in case. Yeah. So just waiting. So I think those trades have settled now from earlier. 12:35. You know what, I think I might have missed one. 12:40, did I? I think I might have missed one of that 20-minute gap might have been unnecessary.
This event is now in play.
No, I'm chatting shit. No, it was. So yeah, so my trades from earlier have settled. 16p up on a day. So started with 43p profit, then break even, then minus 17, then minus 10. Puts me a net of plus 16. Ooh. So I'm favouring this one here to short. Again, I chop and change with the terms that I use for this. So shorting is anticipating in financial markets is anticipating the price will move lower, or here it would just mean backing the price in betting markets. And then going long is laying. So anticipating the price will drift and move higher and higher. Bit more money coming in now. 10 minutes to the off. Some velocity coming in now as well. So it's moving with oomph behind it. Yeah. Just going to put something in there tentatively. Could have missed it. I'm seeing this drift, which is, oh god, just trying to wait for the retrace here. Do I want to go? Oh shit! Fuck. Added a position at a level I didn't really want to there. Might lighten this. 2.7. Just gonna bollocks. Unforced error. Just accidentally clicked on the wrong one there. So I am anticipating lower movement on this, but I just want a lighter position until there's more confirming factors. So I thinned out that position rather than going at 6. I wanted it at 4, which I'm okay with doing. Money's persisting now. So we'll add to that. Ironically, at a very similar price that I got out, but the dynamic had changed. So there was more money coming in now. So now I'm happy to, or willing to have a bigger position in the anticipation that this is going to move down, because this is starting to move out, I think. And there's more money coming on this side. Having trouble at support in this kind of level here, which you can see in the chart as well, where it's come down, pulled away, come back down into that support and bounced away again. So it might have some trouble moving lower than that, but if it does, it will most likely be quite a violent break, an aggressive break lower. So I've got this order in here to do a partial exit, take a few ticks profit, and then leaving a bigger position for a bigger move. It's moving away on me. More money coming as well. More money. Is there anything else moving? This is coming in. But because I've got a bit of time on my side, I'm okay leaving this in, even though position's going against me, and seeing this move in, which is not helping this. I've got time to at least maneuver to just around it, whether that's a break even or a smaller loss or increased profit, or whatever. It's just more options when there's time on side. Hmm. 6 minutes. Oh, 7 minutes. 7 Minuten, Freundchen. May need to thin some of this out. I think this has started to drift. This has just been rangy. This looks like it's drifting. I'll maintain course. This seems to be the most recent support level. So here, so I need it to break that. This is approaching 7, so no, it's found resistance off of 7, so it's probably going to push that out again. But if that breaks 7s, that will be good for my position. Hopefully that will bounce off of 6s. But I can't just sit around hoping and watch it go against me, because hope is not a strategy.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Thank you, Peter. She's got 5 minutes to the off. Relatively heavy position. This is approaching the resistance level of these highs here. So really need this to find resistance and move away rather than break through it. Should this bounce off a 6, move higher, that will help the position. Should this, these both are approaching 6s, so these have been steaming in, which isn't helpful for the position. But I need these to find support and this to find resistance and move down to facilitate my position. Four minutes to the off. Broken 6s. Not good. My time might be better spent just cutting my losses on this earlier. I'm going to replay this later today just to see. So it's the opportunity cost, really. The time spent fussing over this could possibly have been out of the position, reusing my capital in one of these steamers. But generally, especially if you're starting out, I wouldn't really recommend just jumping around between selections without good reason. In fact, just look at one and manage a position on that, which is what I'm doing here. There's big chunks of money coming in there. Just going to thin out this position a bit. If it will let me. Some pressure coming from there. This is moving in hard, isn't it? Two minutes. Fucked. A lot of lay impression. I'm just watching this go away on me. So I'm just anticipating a bit of a retrace. It's broken 3s as well. Parabolic. It's just gone off at that massive tangent there.
This event will start in 60 seconds. 60 seconds.
I was wrong. Still got £2 to lay off. Yeah.
This event.
And that's how not to do it. So, happy that followed the rules in terms of getting out before the off. But as you can see, after the first trade of the day was a success.
10 seconds.
Now, I'm down on the day. But c'est la vie. That is, didn't trade. I'll need to. That's one of the good things about me recording these, is I can look back and see how I could improve on that. So that is a useful thing. But yeah, that's changed from being up to down, but that's the way it goes, swings and roundabouts. Just make sure that the losses and wins are proportional, so that it's kind of 2 steps forward, one step back. So in the long run, at least making money. At least that's the objective. So we've got 84 grand matched on this tight book. Favourite coming in, steaming in. I'm anticipating, although this is steaming now, based on what I was saying before, that this could in fact drift if my hypothesis is right about these type of steamers. Of course, anything can happen, but it's going to be a bit to the wire. I've got 4 minutes left. Just trying to get a pulse of the market. So this is drifting. So rather than, like I said before, I've got a hunch that this is going to drift, but I don't want to be just too gung ho with that and expediently jump on thinking, oh, it's done this before, it's going to do this time. I'm looking for a bit more confirmation, really, which would be these prices coming in. So this breaking force, for example, as in breaking down. Mm, 3 minutes. So it has found support at these levels. So I'm just where it could break. If that breaks that and breaks 2s specifically, that could see a continuation of that. Looks like there's more money coming in now. 2 minutes left. Yeah, should have been the other side of this. It's breaking. It's going to come down. Now, is it going to find support at 2s? Right, going to. Just trying to steal ticks here. So it did find support at 2s. I've still got this in here, which means that I'm just trying to steal an additional tick, which could come to bite me in the arse.
This event will start in 60 seconds. 60 seconds.
Okay, so yeah, that, come on, that played out okay. Had a plan in place in that I felt that this had come in and it was finding support at 2s and wasn't going to persist past those 2s. Saw some confirmation in this, whereby it started to come in, break 4s and move lower,
in 30
which
seconds.
I felt would push this
30
out.
seconds.
And that happened. It was quite close to the wire, which is why I was only going for a few ticks in that, not a bigger move. But that is, yeah, that worked. So what we got?
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
So, what have we got? Two very similarly priced favourites. So these are going to be taking up a big proportion of the book, probably about 40%, I think, 40 to 50%. These front two, 45% of the book. So these two are probably going to be quite closely inversely related, as one moves in, the other moves out. This one's moving out, this one's coming in, approaching sixes. 4 minutes. Kind of fine on these. 90 grand matched. Get a feeling that some of the mistakes that I'm making is when it's too close to the wire or too far out. I'm going to move on to the next one because this is quite stagnant in my opinion. There's a decent amount matched, but 3 minutes to go. It's just not the movement that I want. So I'm going to see if I can portion my time more efficiently by looking for something that has the next one, which is 8 minutes out. See if I can do more on that because I'll have more time. So here we've got an odds-on favourite, shitload matched, Cheltenham, 160 grand with 8 minutes, 8 minutes to go to the off. Had a steamer that's come in and then pulled away again on that retrace. 5 horse race. So this is drifting. Now, this is where the psychology is quite important because I don't want to be too strong on that belief. Like I said before, I have a sense that these odds-on favourites come in and then move out, but as in nearer to the off. But I don't want to just believe that blindly without there being evidence. It might just be, the 2 or 3 that I've seen that happen, and that's been the case. Don't want to make a rule of it. Rather just read what the market's doing and anticipate that could happen. So I've put I'm putting a light position in based on that hypothesis. I'm seeing this at the top of its range, seeing some decent money behind this, laying money. Got a decent amount of time at least to test this out. This looks like it's drifting. This is drifting. Oh shit, no, hang on. That means oof. Yeah, just if these are drifting, then I'm definitely on the wrong side of this. Because I want these to be coming in. Just going to maintain for a little bit longer. Right, I'm going to scratch that. See, good thing I scratched it, but I mean, you can see I should have been short on this just by looking at what these were doing. Good thing I talked that through, otherwise I might have still been on the back of this. But those drifting meant this had a likelihood of coming in, so
This
Yeah,
event
it's a
will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Stupid move. I'm going to try shorting this now. If that money evaporates, it's not a good sign. Still decent chunks of money coming in to potentially push this down. These are still at the top of their ranges, which is good. So I'm going to stay bearish on this. Oh, went in heavier. May live to regret if this reverses. Put my closing orders in. This is still pushing out, which is giving me enough rationale to stay in this one. Got matched on the first partial exit there. Just wary, giving me a little more leeway on this on the break even. Still at the top of ranges. This looks like it might be. Those are pushing out still. 3 minutes and a half. 3.5 minutes till the off. Persistent money coming back in, helping this position. Tempted to add to this again, but I'm just wary of the time and where it would put my break even in doing that. So I might just lighten this, just because it hasn't convincingly broke lower. But there is this money. See, it's $2 grand, 1,400. There's this $3 grand here that could hold it up, but as this approaches, if that goes, could be decent. Also, I'm thinking I've got a decent position here, 200 estimated position of 271, so relatively near the front of that queue. More money coming down to push this lower. This is serious because it hasn't gone as it came into it. Someone hasn't moved it, so that's got matched. Happy that this is still going down, so maintain that and just look to finesse my exit now and not be too greedy. So I'm looking for signs of reversal that this could start to tick up. This is still pushing out, so basically more money coming in on here and it ticking up would be reason to exit. Peripheral vision, I'm just looking at this to see if this is still pushing out, which it is. So still managing this position. This is still thinning out, so still happy to maintain. And close there. Felt like there was potential reversal there, even though you know, could still move lower. I felt that I'd got enough gains out of that in the given time as well. It was only a minute and a half, minute 45 when I decided to exit that. So yeah, happy with that. After an initial poorly judged entry, was running at a few ticks loss. Decided to admit that I was wrong on that, and in fact it was a reversal, and ended up shorting this overall. And there again,
This event will start in 60 seconds.
That's the importance of testing out a theory beforehand, because before I was saying, oh yeah, as it comes in, there's a good chance it will move out again. But I didn't stay strong to that hypothesis, because the price action was saying something different. So listen to what the fucking market's saying. So yeah. Oh, have I greened on that? No, I haven't.
This event starts in 30 seconds. In 30 seconds.
14p across the board. Oh, amazing. I think I'm still down on the day because of that that loss.
10 seconds.
Whoa, what happened there? Just going to reload that. Reload. Rewind. So, 15 minutes to the off. 13:30. 26 grand match with 15 minutes. Yeah, it's alright. Just need the activity to come in. So, about minus 50 on the day now. Just looking off screen at the moment, so not paying attention to what's going on there. Rewind. So, sorry, just doing some housekeeping. It's always good to have your have my dual screen. Is definitely going to help. I would not suggest doing this with just one screen, or just yeah, I'd say to dual screen, because you need I've got off screen is just the general Betfair screen, general Betfair interface, just in case I need to rush to that to have the video for, if I take a position that's too close to the wire. If it's ticking down to seconds before the off and I still got an open position, and I would bring up the video to see the timing of the entry, timing of the start. Can't even think today. The timing of the start. So having YouTube, mine's all over the place. Having the Betfair page up is useful, just in case you need to click on the live stream to see any the start times. You can tell I'm not the best multitasker. I just get distracted and my thoughts go off at a tangent. So let's have a look back at this. So we've got favourite here. It's been very rangy. You can see that both in the chart and in the previous matched volume, where it's just hit support around these levels here, 268 to 266. Bounced off it, made highs of around this 276, and then come back down. It's just oscillated between that. Similar thing on this second favourite, at least in recent price action. It's just finding support around these levels. See big chunks of money coming in there. These are the volumes, these grey bars here. That volume there is almost, what, 2 grand almost, I guess. It's pushed the price back up. Let's come back down again. And you can see that in the visually on the ladder as well, or it's just gone within that channel of price, but not broken higher or lower. So the sensible thing here is to wait for some sort of a breakout in price of those channels, so either higher or lower, and position self to take advantage of that, but also be wary of fake breakouts, or it might just, so let's say here we're anticipating this breaks lower and it breaks and then pulls back in. That would be like a fake breakout, or breaks and then pulls back in and then goes higher. It's a better approach, really, more conservative approach to just wait for the break and then get on the back of that rather than anticipating it. Of course, you're going to have a better position, make more profit if you guess it before it happens and then it goes in your favor. But there's more risk that could go against you adversely. So it's just waiting really to see some confirming factors to indicate which way it might break. And when it has broken, some evidence that it's going to continue on that break. Stop yammering away. Just focus on what's going on here. So telepathy, man. Looks like it's broken higher. There was a slight move up there, but it's just hit resistance. You can see on the chart there. So the market has memory. You'll see that with any, and that's all support and resistance is really. It's just part of the price where people would either. Hang on, let me just look at this. This could be making higher lows. So I'm favouring a drift on this. Would like to see this come in to confirm that a bit more. Hmm. 7 minutes to the off. Seven. 7 minutos. Cara, que fazendo? It's approaching fours as well. Nothing specifically to really act on because it's not. I mean, it could. I'm just wary of that for now, or aware of that. This has broken higher. Which could push this lower. Now, that could push it past fours. Just gonna. Get on that because this is just moving out quite aggressively. I didn't get on the back of that. Let's hit threes. It hasn't moved this one. This movement here, as it was going up, I would like to see it move this down. Can't see anything. Something must be moving out, or they might on aggregate all be moving gradually in as this moves out, but that's hit. See if that goes 3 threes, then I may increase the position on this. Yeah, shit. There we go. Is it a fake breakout? No, I'm happy to maintain. So there's some more money coming in on this. I do need this to make a second wind of moving higher.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Could have left that position in for a bit longer, but hey ho. Looks like it's going out. This is it's got net position of 4. Just trying to protect this profit now and take out a second partial exit and leave something in for the bigger move. This is finding resistance off of 4. This is finding support off of 4s, off of 3s, which overall helps my position. So rather than that's a pullback, and it finds resistance at 4s, which translates into a lower high, which you want to see in a downtrend. But this looks like it's been coming in. But I want this one to show some conviction of moving lower. It's finding support. Might just thin this out. Corner of my eye, I'm seeing this come in. Happy to maintain at least for now. 3 minutes to the off. Tempted to add to this position, but it will affect my break even. So going against that, chunks of money coming in on this. It's going to push this out. Just going to lighten this slightly. Oh, actually, no shit. It's only 4 on that. I will lighten it, but at a different level. Looking at the chart, that's a potential reversal. So it's kind of come down in this steam, but then started to make potential higher lows and higher highs. And that's coming in. So I will lighten that position. 1 minute 40 till the off. In profit. Got position on this, but just getting ready really to potentially move this up to a lower profit level at market. So I saw that come down, but then it bounced, which is then going to push this in. And just out of the peripheral vision, just looking at some of these others to see, make sure they're drifting. But no, I'm going to 1 minute to the off. I've seen this out of the corner of my eye come in.
60 seconds.
Had made some green on it. Had decent position at lower levels, but 1 minute to the off. Just take the money and run. Tutto bene. So it never really might in these final seconds break that support, but it wasn't. You could see it's just finding support just under 4s.
This event starts in 30 seconds. In 30 seconds.
So and this coming as well. That's probably going to bounce. Yeah, there we go. It's bounced away. So well played. Well played, I think, in that respect. Didn't lose money. At least on that. Made a little bit. And that's it. Just chip away at making a little bit of money. Improving that strike rate bit by bit. And then look to scale up eventually. Once you've proven success. Just looking off screen at the moment. So go to the ladder here. So what we got? We got an odds-on favourite started to drift. 10 minutes to the off. Second favourites come in. Third favourite coming in. Not looking to trade these. Looking this one or this one. Just giving a bit of a pause to see what the market's. Get a feel for it. This is approaching fives. Just where that. A lot of money on this side. Bloody hell! Look at the weight on that. I'm just going to push this out. You can see even just a percentage there. But I mean, I don't need to look at that. I can just see these like 4-figure numbers here. 3 versus 3 digits and 2 digits on here. There's a lot of weight of money pushing this up. So there's a lot of people looking to lay this. Okay. I'm going to short this one because backing first and then laying is... come on. So I've gone in quite heavy on this. In the assumption this is going to continue to drift. And that 5s is going to act as resistance. Oh shit, I didn't realise it was that heavy. I might just lighten this. No, wait. No, yeah, just to keep this position. So, okay. So it looks like there's some more money coming in on that side to meet this and push this down. So I'm just lightening things a little bit. Fact. And it can be tricky because I'm only like seeing this out of the corner of my eye. I left money on the table there, but out of the corner of my eye, I'm seeing this come down and these bigger numbers. See now pushing down. So this is going to pull this in and push that out and work adversely in terms of my profit. So I would have been giving that back. So the reason I exited then is because I was seeing that come down and there would have been more money as well pushing this up. Let's see if 5 acts as resistance. Might be some more money coming in on this side. Now, this is one of the things I'm going to look back and see, because at the moment, look, I've got greened 19p profit, which is probably above my average. Well, as I'm negative at the moment, that's an okay return. 6 minutes to go. Do I want to jeopardize that and potentially take a loss as the time ticks down, or should I take the money and run? I don't know yet, but there's a decent amount of time, so I'm just gonna see if there are any other opportunities that at least are clear to me to potentially take some more out of the market. And using weight of money isn't always the best stop thing to do, because it can sometimes be counterintuitive. So you might see tons of money on that side, but it's still moving up.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Right, I'm just going to check when the next one is, because my time might be better spent going into another race with more time. As much as it pains me, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to green up on this. There's still going to be opportunity in this. But having achieved this much so early on, just from previous experience, it seems that that is a good average to aim for. So I'm just going to move on to the next one and let that go out of my mind. So those last two trades, I think, have brought me to around about break even on the day. They haven't all settled yet, so I can't confirm that. I can't be bothered to do the maths. I'm just looking off screen at the moment. So half past was 12. 40, 20 or 21. Just under break even, I think. So 50 grand matched. 7 minutes to the off. It's a bit flat, isn't it? With a slight drift to it. You can see in here, that's where it's been range bound in terms of volume matched. This quite rangy as well. Let's just reorder these in case anything's moved. Just have to wait, really. Just putting it on charts here to see the matched volume, just to confirm what I might feel is activity in the market. Confirmed by this. This is again, I think I mentioned it earlier, but if you're a newbie, this can be a good way to get the temperature for the market, just to see how much money's coming through. If you can't see it visually, if you're not able to get a sense for how much is coming through just by looking at the numbers there. But I don't really use that nowadays anyway, because it's just the distance between that and that. It's like it's a head movement. It might sound silly, but it's like I'm looking at a lot of stuff through my peripheral vision anyway, and my peripheral vision goes probably as far as two selections to 3 maybe. So if this is my main focus, and then I'm having to avert my gaze over there, it's annoying. Ideally, I'd have this type of chart with this type of history being able to put under here. I don't know, that might be possible. I don't know. But I think with the charts, these streaming charts, the history is limited because it only starts populating once the selection is loaded, once the race is loaded. So it's not going to have all the historical data in it, which isn't what I want. I want to see all the history so far, so I can see potential support or resistance levels in the chart. So that would be a good feature. Dynamic charts that look like this.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
That might be tricky to do though, because you'd need to have all of the different data points when it loads, and I don't think that's possible through the API. Mumbling away. Shut up. Right. 5 minutes to the off. Bit more money come in. Nothing discernible really happened in terms of a breakout either way. Might favour this to come in just because it's made arguably lower highs and lower lows. And approaching fives. Certainly if that was a break fives, that would be interesting. All conjecture though. Wait for it to happen. It's a waiting game. So 3 minutes to the off, not really much has happened yet. Could be a potential break on this. Now, a more experienced me might have been looking just for something to do, getting bored by this, but yeah, this has broken. Just going to tentatively put in a short on this, because something has happened now. We've seen it break and make newer lows now, so it's probably going to find resistance off of the 5 if this is going to persist lower, which would be the lower high. Only 2 minutes to the off, so I'm tempted to add to this, but it will jeopardize my profit if I do that, or not. It will increase risk if I were to do that. This is drifting. This is going to help push this in. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. So I need this to drift, which it's not doing. Relatively heavy position. 1 minute to go. Just bring up visuals.
This event will start in 60 seconds. 60 seconds.
45. I only got myself to blame.
This event starts in 30 seconds. In 30 seconds.
So just brought up the video to see if I can, because this is starting to drift out. So I'm just seeing if I can break even,
10
or at least
seconds.
Reduce the loss on this. Wait, have I got the right? Yes, I do. Fuck. Oh dear. See, lapse, momentary lapse in concentration. They're loading up. very fast race as well, 7 furlong. I don't know much about the actual fundamentals of it, but I do know 7 furlongs is a very short race. So
solid favourite here, Model Guess, the horse in shot, just about to be led forward. Poetry and Art next best 4-1. Loading.
So just looking to drag this out. It's still drifting. This could push it in.
First one in is Trumpet's Call into 1 under Victor Santos.
I'm just looking at the video here. They've got 2 or 3 horses that are just not being loaded in as yet. So I'm holding this for a little bit longer past the posted off.
Double power, Derek Keenan net in for Mickey Quinn, who's got a 50% strike rate at the moment. Can he score here?
Found resistance off of the 6s there.
Going in quite smoothly. Lady Andes goes in under Rob Houghton. Here comes Black Box. David Probert.
I think it's the last one they're putting in there.
Robin Breslin trains. Black Box just
It's a
backs
bit
away
testy.
a little bit.
They're in a lot of trouble with that last one.
As well
that might affect these odds. So
Black Box just backing away.
It's just this one Black Box. I'm
Also
guessing that's
is Poetry and Art, Kieran Fallon.
He's just a bit. He's backing away. There's like three of the, I don't know what you call them, marshals or whatever. They're trying to pull him in, but he's just backing away, and they've all become unsettled now. So that might play in favour.
So Black Box has got the hood on.
All right. So put a hood on him to guide him in. He's backing out again. Surprisingly, his odds aren't drifting or anything, so I don't know, that must be, maybe that's a good thing for...
Just about in, they've got to close the gate. Well done to Starling Stall Handlers, as always. 2 to go.
Right, 2 left.
Ackhill Queen being led forward, and Poetry and Art. Yeah, just want to be put in, Poetry and Art. Kieran Fallon on board, and well done on winning the Apprentice Championship. That's it, stand by. Ready to race. They're off. 8 runners over 7 furlongs this time. A bit of a sluggish start by Model Guest, who was last to leave the gate. Also a bit sluggish was Purple Power, but settling down on the inside. Trumpet's Call being ridden along to try and get the lead, and gets it. In the light blue wool,
so,
in the white colours, we've got
I took that one to the wire. So 81 loss on that across the board, and Greened Up after that was badly played in many respects, because Greened Up, as it was starting, so it actually gone in play to do the closing trade. Of course, because I'm using such low stakes, there was enough liquidity for that to be matched, but had that been, a bigger chunk of money, that would have been harder to match. So that was definitely not well traded overall. Those are the things that just will bring down the account. I mean, overall, it's not a big chunk in the grand scheme of things, but yeah, that could have been traded much better. So yeah, I just want to look back over, see what I could have done better on that. What's the time here? 14 minutes on this. All right, I'm just going to go on mute for a sec and be back in a moment. Okay, back. Just having a quick bite to eat. Save you the sound of me chewing. Same one of those what are they called? ASMR channels. So if you're into that, you get a few seconds of it, but not my niche. So running on a loss at the moment of 80 minus 88p on the day. So yeah, don't throughout the day, I'm perfectly aware there's going to be wins, there's going to be losses. Just take them on the chin, keep on going, or don't keep on going. Even better, stop, take a break, take a breather, and just reassess. But just don't go back into the market angry, because it's gonna affect your mindset and you'll do stupid things. But I'll be looking back over that what I done in that last one, just to see what needs to be done different in should the same situation arise. I mean, the long and short of it is I probably should have just sat on my hands on that one, not done anything. But I just need to see what the characteristics of the market were that led me to those decisions, so I can avoid doing it in the future. So here we are. We've got 9 minutes to the off. Relatively zigzaggy, choppy favourite going into resistance at 4s. Second favourite, just reorder just in case. Okay, so it looks like some things have changed around here. So that was the favourite, it's now second favourite. So this one has steamed in. But yeah, this is hitting resistance at 4s. So wary of that. This is approaching 3s, which is previous lowest low so far, which is support. But it's been going on this downward move. So breaking that would be could be quite an aggressive break if that were to happen. I'm not really ready to lay to back just yet until there's either convincing money coming on there or convincing money coming in on here to show this is going to move up and this is going to move down. So these are both at very pivotal points at the moment. This is at 4s, this is at 3s. So one or two things usually happen. It's going to bounce and retrace, or it's going to break. I would prefer the break because that will mean the movement is likely to be more sustained and for a further distance than a retrace. This is broken 4s. Oh, what am I doing? No, wait. It's going to mean a bounce. Bounce on this. So yeah, what's happened there is this is bounced off support, and this one's broken resistance, broken support. 6 minutes to the off. I'm hoping this is a lower high and that this is going to move lower and break 3s. So this retracing isn't in fact a bad thing. It in fact allows me to get a better position, but what I need to see is this start to move up again and money persist on this side here, on the back side. On the back side. You child. So story's not going as I need it to. So this could hit support here at 3.6. I'm saying that because I've seen these previous lows here. It's coming into that, and you can see that in the ladder matched volume as well, that this was an area of support. So if I start to see this move out, yeah, okay. What did I get? Oh, I was lucky on that. Okay, no, I wasn't lucky on that. Got a bad feel because it jumped away just after it hit 3s. Can you see how reactive it is at 3s though?
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
So it's broken 3s. So I'm adding to the position, taking out something early, just to take some money off the table, and thin out the position, give me a bit more of wiggle room with the break even. Just looking to, oh god, just looking to thin out that position a bit more. It's gone against me, but it's come back up, but it's come up to threes, which is that same resistance area. So this could be a lower high in that it pulls back and then moves lower again. We shall soon see in the next few moments whether that's the case. I would need this to drift, which it's not doing. So waiting now really to see if it can convincingly break threes, and ideally this break fours. That would be good if that breaks up through fours. These other ones are drifting by looks of it, which is good, but it's running away from me a bit. 3 minutes. Bias directional. The bias on this seems to be reversing now. Just kind of ticked up. This is finding support here, which could push this down. No, it's broken through it. Fuck. No, I've got to act on this. So thinning this out, if it will let me. 1 minute tee off, could see some retrace. I'm just looking for signs of the potentially stagnating and pulling back. Got filled on that.
This event will start in 60 seconds. 60 seconds.
In fours. Okay. Another loss.
This event starts in 30 seconds.
So just going to read up on that. Another loss. So that is it's about 180, 160 on the day. So after a reasonably good start, you can see starting to make
10 seconds.
poorer decisions. I'm gonna look back and see why that might be. So what we on? 14:10. Two similarly priced favourites. Double topped. Falling away. Chunk of money there. Approaching twos. Take your time here. So there is a big chunk of money there above twos, which could push it low, but I'm just a lot of it's been matched at that level, so I'm not convinced that weight is going to push it lower. I'm just hesitating there, or just not hesitating, just waiting. 3 minutes till the off. 3.5 or 4 minutes. Might just give myself a bit more breathing room just to see when the next one is. So it's at 14:20. Coming in, just going to push that out. So 2-1 was the 2-1 was the 2 was the all-time high, so it looks like it could break that. Three minutes. Allow it. Let's find the next one. Time was just ticking down on there to make decent decisions. So just looking off screen there. So we've got 11 minutes to the off. 45 grand matched. This persistently came in and has a slight drift. Looks like it's started to potentially. It's hard to see with these bloody charts. They're so small. But it's drifted and it's coming in. Looks like it's drifting slightly. This one's persistently come in. This one's going out. 45 grand matched. 11 minutes to the off. Not much volume money coming through just yet. So it's just waiting for some readability to come into the market. It's a waiting game. Looking off screen at the moment. So let's reassess what's going on here. Starting to drift. Where is it? So just so this is approaching threes. After looks like a gentle drift. So it could be finding support off of threes. Do you mean this coming in? Correlate to this coming in. Nine minutes. Just turn that off because basically the fewer distractions that you have, the better. I don't really need that up now. Sometimes I just use it as a confirmation, but it's just extra unnecessariness, if that's even a word. So, favouring going long on this. So laying it. Start small here. Going to add to that slightly. So my hypothesis is that the 3 there is acting as support. It's had a gentle drift. This looks like it's been coming in. So just gonna go based on that. Put in a closing order there just to steal a few ticks, ideally. And then do a partial exit and leave something in for a potential bigger move. It's not really reacting how I would want it to, which is to aggressively move up. There we go, that's the type of move that I'm after. So just managing this other exit here. Hopefully not see profits evaporate, which is happening. Always another chance to get on the back of it if I get out. Actually, I'm gonna again using that same premise so that the 3 could be support and this seems to be breaking. Actually, let me just lighten that. Just lightening that position a bit. Just because I've made some profit, or at least got a context for a break even underneath 3s. If this gets taken, the front of the queue here. Be fuckery if that doesn't get taken. Come on. It's a bit sticky. Right at the front of the queue because this is at 0, which means the next order that comes through will take.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
There we go. Okay. So just going to err on the side of caution with this one. Oh, look at that. All right. And got filled. So had a bit of a knee jerk up. Could be a retrace. But just paying attention to what the chart's doing, the dynamics of this is slightly changed. You see it started to come in now. Whereas before, this was the information I had when I was first looking at it. It was drifting, but it's broken and it's made... Oh, that's why I fucking hate these charts. This update on these is... so it came in, it drifted, came in, it's gone out, hit resistance again, and now it looks like it's coming in. What is the refresh on this? These charts would be awesome if they were just quicker refresh rate. No, not that one. Charts. Fuck it. Is it that one? Yeah, I don't want to be messing with that now. So, we'll be favouring this to come in. So it approaches 4s. See if it breaks 4s. Running to the wire on the time here. Could have undone my work there. Need this to persist upwards. There's money coming in, making that less viable. But certainly if this breaks 4s, it would be good for my position. 3 minutes. This is another one to look at on the rewind. Because I had profit, and now I'm managing this with only 2 minutes to the off, but should this break 4s and not find support, be a little less greedy on that. Okay, got filled. So, yeah, work here is done on this. Green up. So, now given that what time does this? Got races till 4:05. I'm contemplating calling it a day. Just gonna see. It's another one of these Cheltenham ones. These massive volumes, 250. 6 minutes till the off. Yeah, this is another one where if I was early on, I would just be making markets, as I said earlier. But just not as experienced in these ones. Just wondering how to play this. This is definitely broken support, potentially moving down. But nothing else is drifting. So it doesn't give me enough context. I mean, I just feel this is going to continue to persist with this downward. So it's this one that's drifting. And this one's coming in. Just here talking about it rather than doing something.
This event will start in 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Just feel be catching a bottom at this on this if I were to enter now. Doesn't need to retrace. Yes, these two. Drift on these two is helping this come in. Or you could look at it, this is coming in is helping these drift, but same but different. Don't feel there's going to be enough time to make a wise decision on this. So I may look to pastures. I mean, this is coming in now, isn't it? For to help with the retrace. Just going to push it up. Could be a little late to the party on this one. No, next. 17. All right, 17 minutes on next one. Where is it? Yes. I'm going to call it a day. Call it a day. Made some losses today. So, what was the last one? So refresh this. So, going over today's trades, 24p on that one. So started with a win of 43 pence, then went on to a break even, 0. Next after that was minus 17, then another minus 10, then another minus 77. Oh dear. Then after that, 8p profit, 14p profit, followed by a 12p profit, 20p profit. Then we had a minus 81p profit, or loss, and then also a minus 82p loss. Then the last one, which hasn't settled yet, would be plus 24p profit, giving a total on the day of minus £1.46. So chalked up a loss today overall, but hey, live to trade another day. That's the important thing. Got enough capital. May come back later in the day today. If not, it's highly likely I'll be on again tomorrow. But yeah, some good lessons to be learnt there on what you can and cannot do. So sorry, just distracted here. So yeah, I'll cut off the stream for now, but be back either later today or tomorrow.